All right, here we go. So bass bass. It's like there is no bass. There's no bass line. There's bass moments. There's all these little wubs. And I would say most of it is coming from my go-to plugin at the moment for wubs, Synplant. I love this thing. Synplant 2, I'm sure some of you have used it already. That little engine generator thing it has here is so good. You know, you can drag in a bass sound from one of your old songs, or you can drag in, you know, maybe you made a cool wub once and just exported it and then you just forgot about it. You can just bring it back to life with this thing. You can drag in any sample into that and it makes it into a synth. It's great. I absolutely love it. Especially for wubs. Like it's really good for just a quick one-shot wub or bow or something. So I've got a bunch in here that I've made. Look, I even copied the Flight FM bass the other day just for fun. That's not bad, right? I was like pretty surprised that it did that good of a job. So yeah, it's pretty cool synth. What's this sound? That's one of them. See, look, that just happens once in the whole tune. Got a bit of pitch bend on there as well. And I'm overdriving it quite a lot as well. So that's one. What else we got? Wub big. Let's go wub big. Another one. Oof. That's a gnarly one. Whoom. Annoyingly, it doesn't remember where you dragged in your patches from, but these are all ones that I've made and then sort of tweaked inside the engine here. So, you know, it doesn't. I don't think it comes with many presets, Synplant, of or any wubs. So you have to sort of drag them in and make your own. So there's one. I've got an auto filter on there as well. Let me take off all those. Oh, there you go. Okay, so yeah, I know how I did that. I think I used the FM synth on Logic. That sounds like an FM bass to me, you know, that classic, like that one, just FM synth. And I just did like a bow for sure. That's how I did it. Dragged it into Synplant, and then I would have tweaked it loads using all of these little crazy devices like the filter and saturator. Like, look at this thing. Killer. Then I added shaper box for a bit of noise, that sort of thing. And then I put it all through the auto filter to make it go from being a bow to a wow, you know? Yeah. Bit of resonance on there as well. Crank that up. Oh! Oh, Jesus. Yeah, again, probably should have put that in the finished tune. Got some EQ on it. And this is just one bow, guys. Like, I've gone so in here. This is just, it's like half a second of the song, you know? This is insane. Like, I would never usually bother doing something like that. That didn't sound very good. Probably have to take the EQ off. Oh, it might be that filter. Yeah, there we go. So that's one. Here's another one. Big wub slow. Just even gnarlier. Same with the FM bass. I've got two here at the end. What's these ones? They're all just different. Little delay there at the end of that one. Woo! So yeah, I just wanted it to all sound always evolving, always moving. Someone says, I have no idea what's going on, but this is very satisfying. Yeah, that's actually where I'm at mentally when I'm making music too. How does Synplant handle drums? Really well. If you put a one-shot snare in, it's pretty good. Shakers, hi-hats, this kind of thing. It's not bad. It's got a noise generator in there, so it's pretty good. Does it work with vocal recorded samples? Not really. That's the one thing where I think it's not up to scratch yet. If you drag in like an ooh, it's really weird actually what happens. Do you want to try it? Let's just pull up a Synplant. Wait, where is it? I've got that thing that lets you search for plugins, don't I? No, I used to. God damn, who makes it again? Synplant? Is it Sonic Charge? Yeah. So yeah, you just go on your little DNA patch there. Let me just bring up my samples. I'll just do a splice thing. Vocals. Vocal one shot. Classic. I don't think it's very good. I'll be honest. I think it... How is that a vocal?
Go.
Okay, there you go. We'll take a go. Okay, so there's go.
Go.
Go away, splice. Okay. And then you press this and it's going to try and make the word go. It's not going to do a good job. Oh, not bad. Yeah, I mean, you can let it keep going, and then these dots represent different synth patches it's just made for you. So, that is not bad, you know.
Go.
The way it's pitching. Oh, that's hard. But what's really cool is once it's done that, you know, you now have a synth. It's not just made you a sample. It's made you a playable synth. That's sick. I would happily make a crazy little... You know what I mean? It sounds like some like Flume tune or something. I know Flume loves Synplant, so you can see where a lot of those noises come from. But yeah, it wasn't the vocal sample of Go, was it? But it did make a cool sound. So big up Synplant. We got a couple other audio ones here. So I don't know why that's audio and not Synplant. It was probably just good. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, there's so much I like about that. The tremolo. The sideways action going on. The distortion. I just like it all. Yeah, see that little sneaky extra distortion at the end? Watch the mix knob. Jesus. Yeah, that one. Plain old wub. What's plain old wub doing? Yeah, that is a plain old wub if I ever saw one. So that's the only one that sort of goes throughout the whole tune. I think I'm doing a little bit of automation with it still. Yeah, messing with the modulation, so that'll be more aggressive and less aggressive. Oh, yeah, so that's all within Synplant. I actually have been using Synplant in the live show, believe it or not. There's a couple of tunes from the first two albums where I've just lost the patch, or, you know, like the sound, the file's corrupt or something, and I couldn't bring Howard's synth back to his keyboard. But I have got the audio stems, and for some moments there are like single notes in there, and I just would drag, like, put it this way, what's a good example would be the bass line for In My Arms. That in the live show is Howard playing Synplant live because I lost the patch. So I just dragged in a single note of the stems into Synplant. It made the sound pretty perfect, and Howard's playing a MIDI keyboard on stage of Synplant. So there you go. We're using it live as well as in the studio. Powerful synth. We have a small respace here as well underneath everything. Very simple. I think it's doing some pitchy stuff. Oh, that's not worked. Okay, whatever. It's kind of backing up the wub, I think. I don't know what the Reese is doing. There you go, tiny bit. Just the op. Yeah, it's mostly like this sneaky little outro where it just goes warm. Does Synplant have good sound design control? Yeah. Sorry, I thought I showed that. If you press this tab here, everything's there. Envelopes, oscillators, and the filters, and even a little reverb and saturator. Really good sound design control. Cool, that's the bass. I got nothing on the bus, just a sidechain compressor that's just doing a little bit, only like 30% reduction, because I think I've got some sidechains on. No, it's just not doing much. Yeah, didn't want to do much compression on that. There's your bass sounds, guys. Any questions about the wubs? Oh, screen's off. Sorry, I didn't see that. My bad. Yeah, there's your That's what I was showing you. Yeah, this tab here. When you press the DNA, that's got all of the envelopes, LFOs. That's got all of the oscillators and the filters. Your sound imitation is so sick. How did you learn that? Imitation? I'm not sure what you mean. Sound design? I've just been practicing for 15 years, mate. That's what you have to do. Do you prefer to work in MIDI or audio? It depends on the job. I think I like to work in audio for sound design these days. Working in audio makes me commit to a sound as well. I often find if I leave it in MIDI, I'll be forever changing it. I think, freezing tracks or bouncing to audio is sometimes quite a good idea. What's the old saying? Limitation breeding creativity, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you're unsure of the part, if you're unsure melodically of the part or chord sequence, probably leave it in MIDI. If you're doing wubs and sound design and one shots, I think audio's pretty great. Do you do your wubs differently to someone like Sammy Virgi or MPH? I don't know. I think those guys all use Serum, don't they? Probably. I would have thought so. Yeah, I mean, I use Serum too on my newer stuff, the more like garagey stuff you guys have been hearing in my DJ sets. There's quite a lot of Serum in that going on. It is the best thing to use probably for garagey bass lines. There's so many like sample packs available, like preset packs available for Serum of wubs, dubstep basses. So yeah, you can definitely start with that. But another good way to do it is like this. Yeah, get Synplant, get a load of one shots from various sample packs and drag them in and just tweak the synth from there. I think if you're not a sound design expert like me, I'm not a sound design expert. I'm good at mixing, I'm good at drums and stuff, but I'm not into like FM and synthesis and modular synths. I think Synplant's a really good place to start, actually. What's your best approach to learn sound design? Listen to lots of music that has it, like Virgie, Skrillex, Aphex Twin. Big range of music, listen to music. And then YouTube videos like this one, but probably even nerdier ones than this. Do you use much gain fader automation on the tracks? Yeah, quite a lot, actually. I try, actually, it depends. In Logic, I do mostly use the faders for volume automation, but in Ableton, I use like the utility plugin with the gain knob. I don't know why. You can do that in Logic too, though, to be fair. I mean, yeah, part of me I would advise you probably always automate using the gain knob, because that way then if you want to just globally turn the sound up and down on a track, the fader isn't being automated. Do you know what I mean? I've kind of gotten out of that habit now. I used to always automate the faders, and now I'll use the gain plugin and automate this instead. So if you want to do a fade out, just do that. Fade in, do that. And then that way your fader is still going to adjust the overall volume of the track throughout the song. How do you make your synth bass fit in? It seems like you could spend ages trying to find sounds that don't overpower tracks. Yeah, it's just trial and error. Trial and error, mixing, practice, personal taste, really. Just personal taste. Just try a load and see what happens. Analyzing Quest for Fire really... Oh, yeah, Quest for Fire really helped me hone my Sine FM synthesis. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Listen to a bunch of songs that are doing crazy sound design that you like. Try and figure out how it was done. It's kind of a fun game, you know? It's like going through a map on a video game. You're trying to discover all of these sounds. Okay, let's move on to the synth bus. Quite a lot here. As you can see, we've got like various little one-shots and some continuous loops. The main thing is this building pad. Which sort of fades in gently. Comes and goes throughout the song. Couldn't tell you where I got that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just spliced though, or similar. Yeah, it looks like it's just a little... That's the original key. So yeah, just pitched it up, a couple tones, a couple semitones, running it through a little bit of EQ, bringing out the hiss there. Wanted like all that nice pss on the top to come out. Then I'm going straight into RC20, and that is doing a lot of the very slow arcing like wobble. I'll turn it up more extreme and you'll I think RC20 is the best for modulating audio. It's so clean. Usually you would only be able to do that like on a synth where you're actually affecting the raw sound using an LFO. I've not heard one do it as cleanly up and down as RC20 does it. I think it does a really good job at preserving the quality of the audio and just slightly really brings that sound to life, If I take it away, it's just a bit static, Now it just suddenly sounds like we're in weird tape modulation. We're in this trippy world, which is what I wanted to achieve, this spooky kind of weird atmosphere. And then I'm going through this, which has also got some modulation on the delay. So we've got double pitch. Obviously that's very extreme, but you see what I mean? Everything's just getting bendy. So even though there's only one chord happening, we're sort of floating around. Then we've got some reverb and then some sidechain. That's it. So that comes and goes throughout the song. Next up, what's this? Nothing on that. B section chords. Oh yeah. So these kind of fade in, I think. Oh, it's just a bass. It's another bass, just pulsing, giving it extra tension. Yeah, very subtle. I think I just wanted something to ground that section. Ancient flute, we'll come back to that. I want to get back to that at the end. This little wow sound. I think that's the Juno, probably. I think I've got a Juno in the cupboard there. Or it might even be the Roland System 8. Yeah, probably just did a bit of a jam on there and just played in some little notes. I tried a few things here, like this reverse thing. Decided against it. So that's muted. Reese Wah? Yeah, it's cool. I felt that reminded me of like a battle cry. Like those horns you get like in Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings where like someone's about to go and charge. It gave me that. That's fucking sick. I love that sound. Don't know where I got it from. And then a little slow down. See, there you go, Ableton Logic Crew. There's a cool one that you can't do in Ableton. The slow down fade. Love that thing. I'll do it earlier so you can really see what it's doing. Obviously, you can just do that. You can pitch that in Ableton, but I do like how you can quickly do it with a fade. Sort of re-C, D&B sound, someone says. Yeah, it is a one-shot. I don't know where it's from. Must be from some drum and bass sample pack along the way. So that's there. Risers. Yeah, I got a whole bus of just risers here because there's so many different ones. We have that glitch. We have this glitch. Cool little zap sounds. Mate, I don't know where I got the ideas for these, but the LFO stuff, that's probably all the monotribe, the Korg monotribe. Sounds like it to me. I've got years of me messing around on the Korg monotribe, so don't need any more samples for that. Lovely little moment there of just some random note just piercing through. I love how that's doing like the seventh. Because it should be going. You know what I mean? It's just doing the. It should be going. Kind of like doing that seventh. It's naughty. Got some nice sweepy white noise here. Oh, it's actually like a reverse cymbal, isn't it? Yeah. Do you have a library of weird glitchy samples, or do you have an idea of what you want and find it in the splice? Both. Yeah, I got loads of glitchy stuff. Check out the Korg monotribe. The Korg monotribe is where I've made banks and banks of glitchy LFOs over the years. And I've labeled them all as just LFO. So if I search the word LFO and then shuffle my list, I get random ones popping up all the time, and I'll often go for that. The glitches, like the more industrial sounding ones, that'll be Ableton, like me messing around with the texture. Like that's like granulator, you know, that'll be a granulator doing that. So that's probably been made in Ableton or something and brought back in. But they have stuff like that on Splice too. Yeah, just search like glitches. There's tons. That's probably Splice. I don't know how to make a sound like that. That's like a digital computer bit crush sound, isn't it? Crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to make that. So that was definitely a sample. What's this? Laser Riser. You got... That's definitely the Monotribe. So that's definitely me just on the LFO, just messing around. If you want to make risers like that, big sweepy dub siren stuff, definitely check out the Korg Monotribe or Monotron. They're all cool. That's my risers bus. Okay, coming down, where you got the vocals. Is this? This is definitely Splice. I'm pretty sure. Just a lady going, ha! Yeah, probably Splice. I probably just searched, ha! Oh, I have labeled it as something though. God, I don't know. It could be from one of mine. I don't know. It's probably Splice. We got an ooh at the end here. Yeah. I just would have searched and searched and searched until I found an ooh that I liked to fit over that. So nice. Yeah, probably Splice, and I would have just been browsing around for adlibs. I think, you know, dragging a whole full vocal in from Splice is one thing, but little adlibs and splashes here and there, oohs and ahs, I think it's super useful for that. So that's on the main drop just before. And then we go in. What's this? A little C? C. That's sick. I just love that. I don't know what it's from, but very cool. Got some Indian stuff going on here. Definitely Splice. Now this is where it gets like really harmonically interesting. So if I come back up to the flute, this is where I sort of start to tease the idea of like, we're not just in a creepy place with spiders, we're in like the desert, you know, we're in somewhere super hot and sweaty and dreamy, and that's all sort of starting to emerge with these R's. So this all... Because there's something about that main pad that to me felt like it's quite Eastern sounding. The chord it's playing is not like your traditional just minor or major chord that you'd hear in a pop song. Like it's got a weird spooky sort of Eastern tone to my ear. So that led me towards like trying to find some really cool vocals that would complement that. So this kind of thing. And what I love about the music from out in that part of the world is the scales they use. You know, they have twice as many notes as we do. They use like half tones. You know, they have, instead of ha ha, they have like ha ha ha. There's like a note in between the semitone. So you get all these amazing bends and all this like just different landscape to play with harmonically. So like the note in there, that note is like not right. You know what I mean? By our standards, that note is not in key, but in India it's totally fine. So yeah, it's you can just get away with more when you go to that part of the world. All sounds beautiful to me. And then we go to the flute. I don't know exactly which country this is going to originate from, unfortunately. It's not India, but it's definitely in the East somewhere. Starting out with this fifty kind of drone, which I've just made from a loop because it actually didn't do that. It just sort of starts. There is a drone in there in these little bits. So I tried to find a section I could get with just the drone to sort of bring it up to life. And then the flute comes. This is all pitched up, 2 semitones as well. And this is definitely just Splice. Look, this is just a huge jam of flute sounds. I think I got a few of them. And I've just arranged them, you know, to my liking. I think I changed the end one a bit so it had a bit of a slide out. It's got to be Arabic, right? I'm going with Arabic. Arabic flute. Someone goes, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't say exactly which country, but it's so beautiful. I absolutely love that part of the song. It is so not where my mind was thinking to take this song. Like, but yeah, it is just an experiment of how crazy of a journey how can we go from this to that in the same song, you know? Apparently you can. So I hope this can be a lesson for everyone that there should be no limitations on genre jumping, BPM jumping, slowdowns, key changes. Just fucking go wherever you want, man. Like, let your brain run wild. If you want to take it to the desert and you want to write a song about spiders, you can do it. That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad I just played that because now I've remembered there's this really cool moment that I've used here. This tiny thing. I'm using the Logic remix effects thing, and it has these really cheesy. Some of them are cheesy, some of them are cool. Some like this. I've got that on the master, right? I'm running every sound through this thing. I'm almost treating it like a DJ mixer. I'm pretending I've finished the song and I'm running it through a bunch of effects so I can manipulate the whole sound. Even this like filter, you know? Like, that actually sounds like a Pioneer mixer to me. So yeah, these middle effects here, they're so funny. Look, listen to this. Yeah, and you can adjust the amount, like. Anyway, you can do that. This one here is the one I've automated, and it's going on 8th note triplets. It's so subtle. Let me turn it off. Here it is without. Here it is with. Oh, mate, I just love that hi-hat going. It's so sick, and the clap gets reversed. Yeah, I love that moment. Without, it's just lacking like impact. With, I mean, yeah, what's cool about that and using a plugin over the whole mix, to do that, you would have to bounce all the bass, all of the MIDI drums. You'd have to commit everything to audio and then do a rewind of reverse the audio. Do you know what I mean? But so by putting that on the master out, you can just throw it in for a second and it does your audio reversing for you, and you don't have to export anything. So I found that was pretty cool. Like I could change the amount to 16ths, be different. That's pretty similar, actually. Yeah, there you go. Another way. Oh, that way is actually pretty cool. Yeah, so that's kind of a fun thing to do. Like I have a bunch of them here on the output track. You know, these are all little effects units that come with Logic, but you could use RC20, you could use Effectrix, you could, you know, throw a bunch on there. But I can't recommend enough. Just send all your audio through another track before it gets to the output track, so you can mess with it. Like change the whole sound of the whole mix for a second. You know, just put a high sweep on the whole thing, and then you don't have to put plugins on your master out. You know, you can leave it clean. Like my master out. Oh, you can't see it because where it is. Let me move them. My master out has disappeared. Can you see it? Yeah. It's just there. Look, it's just got a limiter on it. It's completely blank. I get all my processing done before we get there. I find that helps with like organization. What's glitching? Something's glitching here. I don't know. Something sounds really distorted. Oh, Fat Effects was on. Yeah, that was it. Cool. All right. That's the drums. That's the synths. And I think that's the vocals, right? I don't think I've got anything else going on. Showed you the R's. What's the outro ooze? There's a little... They just build up. This is dope here, look. They build up and then just go away. Woo! And that little... Yeah, I love that little thing. Okay, that's, I think, all the stems. Let's look at the master out. So all of that's going through, yeah, my little remix effect thing.